So I just finished solving the problem, and now I'm going to do the three product problem because we can't do that one in graphing. So this is great that I did this. I confirmed that I have 6,300 was my profit, 210 sporty, 90 fancy. That was the same we got when we tried graphing it. So now I'm going to modify this problem and add on the third product. So the first thing I want to do is set it up exactly the same as I have this one set up with the sporty and the fancy. So I'm going to go over to my other tab with my three versions. And again, I'm going to put in my sporty, my fancy, and just pick those random numbers like before for the decision variables. Put in the same information as before. My constraints, I had shaping time, I had trucks, I had North American maple, and Chinese maple. And now I'm going to look at my my new product formulation is over here. It's got those extra X3s in here for the pool runner. So let's move this over a little bit so I can see my new equations while I'm working. My objective function, let's see, I don't know how many pool runners. I'll just pick a number, doesn't matter. So the sporty still makes $15 per board. The fancy still makes $35 per board. The pool runner makes $20 for each one. The constraints. Shaping time still takes 5 minutes. Still takes 15 minutes for the fancy. The pool runner is smaller and easier to shape. It only takes 4. Every skateboard takes 2 trucks, so that's the same for all of them. The North American maple is used for the fancy. So that would use 7 veneers for the North American maple, but 0 for the other 2 skateboards. The exact opposite. The Chinese maple is used 7 veneers for the sporty, 7 veneers for the pool runner, 0 for the fancy. So now let's put in our equations. And this time I'm going to use that new shortcut that we talked about a week ago, and that's to use the sum product formula, which takes the sum of some multiplies. And that's what we've been doing. We've been multiplying the number of sporty times the profit, and fancy times the profit, and pool runner times the profit, and then adding them all together. So we want to do the sum, the addition of all those multiplies, the products. So I'm going to use sum product equals SUM, and then I'm going to start typing product. You can see here's the formula. And what I want to multiply, I want to multiply the number of each one times the profit for each one. So select the number, hit a comma, and then select the profits, close your parenthesis. You'd make $405 if you made 2 sporty, 5 fancy, and 10 pool runners. We'll do the same thing for the rest of these. Equals sum product, parentheses, the number we're going to make of each product, comma, the amount of time it makes for each one, and hit enter. Now, again, the suggested autofill would not be the correct one, so I'm going to reject that. I'm going to go back up, and I'm going to add my dollar signs in front of the 4 to make them the correct kind of reference. All right, so now if I use fill down, if I select them all and do that Command or Control D, or if I just select the first one, go to the bottom right hand corner till it turns to a plus and drag down, it will fill in the formulas for me. Right? North American maple, 5 fancies would take 7. 5 times 7 is 35. 2 times 7 plus 10 times 7 would add up to 84. And then the last step to get this all set up is to fill in my limits. So I can use up to 2,400 minutes of shaping time. I have up to 700 trucks. I have up to 840 North American veneers and up to 1,470 Chinese maple veneers. So then the last step is to use Open Solver. So go up to Add-ons, down to Open Solver, and open my sidebar. And then this gets filled in the same as before. The total profit is our objective, so we'll come up to Objective Cell Update. Make sure that that says E6. I want to maximize my money. My variable cells, the computer can change row 4, so I'll select 2 through 10 for row 4 and click Add for variable cells. And then I'll scroll down here and do my constraints. I need my formulas, click the top update, to be less than or equal to my limits. Click the bottom update, save that constraint. And now if I click Solve Model, the computer will try a whole bunch of different numbers for each of those, and then it'll figure out which ones are helping, which ones help less, and it comes up with this new solution that I should make 104 fancies and 210 pool runners for a profit of 7,840. So my old profit with only 2 products was 6,300. The pool runner, because it takes less time, it makes sense to make those. Takes less time and makes more money. So that would be the maximum amount of profit.